Hey everybody, welcome back to Disappointing Your Demons. My name is Ron, a grateful recovering alcoholic. Um, it has been a while, and I do apologize. And um, it has been because of nothing but good things, but yeah, it's been well over a month since I made my last video, and I do apologize. For those of you out there that have been, watching every video and subscribed and everything. I try to make content. Like, I'm not a YouTuber per se. Like, I don't do it for a living or anything. As I've stated before, I do it to help fellow alcoholics and to help get the message out there that there is a way out, that we can recover. But things have been moving quite quickly in my life lately, and it's a good thing. It is a very good thing. It means that I get to be present, that I get to enjoy the gifts of sobriety, while unfortunately some of the things that I have been doing have kind of gotten pushed to the wayside. And I guess, for what it's worth, like, I'm happy. I'm in a spot now where the things and the reasons that I became sober are coming to fruition. Like, they're coming at me in leaps and bounds, and I have to put some of those things first, like, family, and, the holidays happened, and then I got some big news that I will save in a little bit. But yeah, things are going great. I think I even made a video about it, about being too busy. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. And, just to give an update, I am now getting close to 10 months sober. I celebrated 9 months sober on the 8th of this month. And yeah, in the big book, it's one of the things in the 9th step promises, it's called, is that, the gifts will come sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but they will always materialize if we work for them. And I say that the gifts are coming at me very quickly. There was a lot of damage done, and a lot of things to overcome from as a result of my drinking, as a result of my addiction. And I honestly thought that it would take, years for some of the bridges to be mended, and instead of years, it only took months. And so, like, everything is just, I can't say enough that how good things are going, just simply from me becoming sober. And I wanted to make this video about, positive things. And again, I have to say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. My content on here is purely anecdotal. Like, I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm just, again, a guy who drank too much and now doesn't. I guess that's kind of an understatement, but the drinking too much stuff. But it's just my experience, strength, and hope that I want to share with you guys. And so again, like, I don't, again, advocate for any particular recovery program. I don't advocate for AA. I just happen to be in AA. And so and it's what works for me. So I do and will talk about AA here and there. And there goes the little sewage pump that we have down the way. If you can hear it. Anyway, but what I want to talk about is something that we actually talked about in a meeting a couple nights ago, and it was basically, what is happiness? Like, I hear a lot of people saying that, that they thought they would be happier by now, or like that they're still down in the dumps, or like, how do I want to put it? Like, people say things like, just kind of make it seem like, now that they're sober and everything, that poof, they should be happy, and it doesn't always work that way. Not in the respect that I look at it now. But honestly, what is happiness? Like, what is going to make you happy? Like, what is your benchmark? If you want to leave it in the comments, what is your benchmark that you think that happiness should be? So my entire life, I really always kind of feel like I've always had, like, even when I was quote unquote happy, I was never happy. I was, the whole fake it till you make it kind of thing. I put on a good face a lot of time. I pretended to be happy a lot of times. I did have moments of happiness for sure. Like when all my daughters were born, like, I was happy. I was happy to scared shitless, sure, but happy. Like, here I am, got this beautiful, these beautiful little babies and everything. And I was happy, but I still wasn't happy with my lot in life. So what I also thought made me happy was going out, getting drunk, partying, hooking up with girls, and all those things that I, necessarily, like, I drank but necessarily couldn't do when I was married and trying to be a good dad, and playing the role of father, as I've talked about before, because I always feel like I always felt like I was playing a role. And anyway, so in this meeting, we kind of talked about how happiness has changed, how happiness has evolved, and but also, like, what it means to be truly happy. Like, in these last 9 months, like, and I've said before, I was sober for 7 years in the States, but even looking back on it, I don't think I was even really truly sober. I just wasn't drinking. And I'll go back to, like, when I was married with my with my first wife. I had stopped drinking for about a year, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. I forget exactly how long it was, but I remember, and even recently, me and my ex-wife were having a conversation about it. I was a dry drunk. Like, I was really bad. Like, I remember my ex-wife even just recently told me, she's like, towards the end of when you stopped drinking while we were married, she's like, I wanted you to drink again because you were just that unbearable. Like, even, she's like, even though, like, when you were drinking you were an asshole, she's like, I knew what to expect. But, like, when you weren't drinking for that period of time, she's like, you were just unbearable. It was even worse than when you were drinking. So I certainly wasn't sober then. And then even in the 7 years in the States when I was sober, I wasn't really, like, sober. Like, yeah, I went to meetings. I didn't drink, so I wasn't as big of a jerk. But, like, I still, like, I was playing a role. I was still not, like, happy. I wasn't sober. I didn't work on myself really that much at all. I just didn't drink and went to meetings and thought, well, this is what I do. This is who I am. And I was clearly wrong. And even then, like, in those 7 years, I still wasn't truly happy. Like, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, which was go out and drink and party, but at the same time, like, I was stuck in playing a role that I wasn't necessarily happy in, and it just obviously didn't work out because I relapsed and I picked up and I went out for another 4.5 years. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I had fun. Like, I tore it up. But then, as always what happens with this disease, or whatever you want to call it, like, it went to complete shit. Went to complete shit in a freaking hurry. And then I certainly wasn't happy towards the end. Like, I was more miserable than ever. I was fooling myself. I was telling myself that I was happy, but I was not happy. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with the way things were going in life. I wasn't happy with my relationship. I wasn't happy with anything. But that gets me back to what I originally wanted to talk about, which is happiness. And I can honestly say with 100% certainty that I'm not playing a role. I'm not disappointed or sad with my lot in life. I really truly feel like I've found my calling in a certain sense of being sober, but also helping to spread that message and be of help to other alcoholics and drug addicts. So again, what is happiness? What makes me happy? Like, why am I now sitting here saying that I am truly happy? And it's because, as with everything, my relationship with my higher power, my relationship with my family, it evolves. It's evolved. Like, I wake up every day not feeling sick. I talk to my daughters every single day, and I tell them that I love them, and that they tell me they love me back. I get to wake up and have coffee every morning with my wonderful wife, and I go through and I give thanks to my higher power every morning for all the gifts that I have gotten, and for another day sober. And I pray to the heavens, and I pray like hell that I make it through another 24 hours. I reach out to my sponsor and I chat with him during the day. And if somebody wants to talk to me about drinking, or not drinking, however you want to put it, I'm there, and I get to be present in my grandchildren's lives. I got to celebrate Christmas with my family, which is something that I didn't think was going to happen, especially not after last Christmas. Like, and getting to watch my grandchildren open up their presents on Christmas Day, boy, what a feeling that is. Like, and being there for it, being present. That's the whole thing, like, just being present. Not wondering, God, when's this going to be over so I can go out to the bar or sneak out and, grab something to take the edge off, or, not ruin Christmas by spending the entire morning in the bathroom puking my guts out, or whatever. And then I thought about what the difference was between when I was sober in the States and being sober now. And amongst everything, that I've already talked about, the therapy, the hard work, doing the step work, and all the other stuff that goes along with that. The key, the word that I'm going to use is just the definite. It's the base of it all. I'm fulfilled every single day. I go to bed fulfilled, because I know that even if it was a boring day, I've still lived life to the fullest. I've done everything that I can to make it a good day, to make my life and other people's lives better. Now, not every day, again, like I said, not every day is full of, AA or talking with other alcoholics. Some days, like yesterday was a Sunday, some days I drop my wife off at work, I come home, and I just sit around my apartment and do nothing. Absolutely nothing. But that in and of itself is part of the gift. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go out and party. I don't have to go out and, find some girl to shack up with for the day or for the night to have some sort of as my sponsor got, false victory. Like, and that is huge. And then I can still pick up my wife from work, come back home, do a meeting, say my, evening prayers, give thanks to my higher power for another day sober, and go to bed fulfilled. Because I know that on any given day right now, I am living my best life. I am living the life that I am finally meant to live. And the big news, and a lot of people are going to find this kind of counterintuitive maybe, but the big news is that I am actually moving. As crazy as that sounds to some, would probably sound to some people, because I live in what people consider paradise. And I'm not knocking, the people here or the island or anything like that, but I'm moving, and I'm moving back to the States. I'm moving back to be close to the family because there's some medical issues, and that is another reason why I have been kind of, too busy to make these videos, especially when I was back up in the States visiting for Christmas. It's because there's some family with medical issues and stuff that I kind of have to attend to. It takes up a majority of my time when I'm there, as well as driving my daughter around and my youngest daughter around and all that other stuff. But yeah, and I'm moving, and it's a good thing. And for the first time, really, I'm not running away from anything, though. That's the key to it. I'm not running away. I'm running towards something. I'm running towards a better life. I've got big plans. I have really big plans, and I will share them more as they get closer to being accomplished or put into motion. But I have really big plans, and a lot of it centers around sobriety and helping out other alcoholics. And could I do that down here? Yes and no. The no part of it is because of just the size of the island and the amount of space that there is to do one of the things that I want to do. So yeah, no, I can't really do it down here. But am I still going to be available for phone calls and stuff for people if they reach out that are down here? Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, anyway, so I'm not running away from anything. I'm running towards something. I'm not battling my demons down here to the point that it's like, oh my God, I got to run away and get away from the demons that I've created down here, because there's demons back in the States too. There's things that are back in the States that are going to be, hard and challenging. But I feel like my newfound path would be better served up in the States. So I'm happy about that too. And that's another reason that I haven't, because I've been gearing up for this move. Trying to get all my ducks in a row before I leave, and so things have been very busy. But again, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's a really good kind of busy. It's not I've created so much work for myself that I'm stressed out all the time and I'm having a freaking anxiety attack. It's all, steps. And I'm finally, for the first time in my life, I'm actually planning Like I'm not just flying by the seat of my pants and going, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do now, and consequences be damned. I'm just going to do it. It's been carefully thought out, and which is again something that if it wasn't for sobriety, then I wouldn't have done. I would just do it by the seat of my pants and say, fuck it, and pack my shit, and hope I have enough money to make it. But yeah. Anyway, so the happiness and everything that I feel nowadays is because I'm also fulfilled at the end of the day, and that's not to say too that I haven't had my temptations. Not gonna lie, the holidays, I know, and I've made a video about it before, can be a tempting time for people to just get a case of the fuckets and say, might as well just drink. Wasn't even really anything like that. It was just a couple of incidences of like seeing people that I used to hang around with, living it up, and thinking to myself, oh, I can just have one, and then no, of course I can't. The other thing, like, it's just people actually want me in their lives too now. That is the other thing. Like, people just want me in their lives, and that's a really good feeling. Sometimes it gets to be the point like, all right, you know what, like, now I just want to have some alone time and be a hermit and stop texting me, or stop trying to hang out with me. I'm done. I've peopled enough today, and you're more people, and it's two people outside, and I just want to go home and not deal with anybody. And that's okay to do too. There's a difference between isolating and then just being tired of dealing with people. But yeah, so again, to say, and my message to the alcoholic, especially the new people that have maybe even made the New Year's resolution or whatever, it might not seem like it right now. You can't see the forest through the trees, but like, it does get better. It does get better. Like, you gotta think that, like, however long you've drank for and however many years of destruction you've caused, like, you can't just expect it to be done and over with and everything's forgiven and with the snap of the fingers just because you decide to get sober. I'm going to give you the hard truth. It doesn't work that way. Like, you can't just say, oh, poof, I'm sober, forgive me and love me. Nope. Doesn't work that way. You've got to put in the work. You've got to show people that you're putting in the effort. You got to show people that you're committed. You got to prove it. You got to prove it to yourself. Like, at the same time, who cares what other people think about you? But at the same, on the same, different side of the coin, if you want people, your loved ones back in your life, you've got some work to do. You've got your work cut out for you. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. It's a simple program, like AA. We always say this. It's a simple program, but we never said it was going to be easy. But yeah, and some nuts are tougher to crack than others. Like, there's definitely going to be the people out there that are going to, keep you at an arm's length relationship for quite a while, because they've probably seen you go from, okay and not drinking to falling off the wagon hard and causing even more damage, and then saying, oh, this time it's going to be different. I'm really gonna stop drinking, and yeah, you might be okay for a little while, then boop, there you go again. And so people get this mentality of, hey, when's the other shoe going to drop? So it could take a while. And like I said, it says in the big book, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. But they will always materialize if we work for them. So put in the good work. Put in the hard work. And and what, if you put out, you get back from the universe what you put out in it. Is that how the saying goes? I don't know, some of that hippity dippity bullshit, but you know, it's also true though. If you radiate happiness, if you radiate positive energy, it's that shit's infectious. And people will definitely see if you're giving it the old college try and you're putting all you have into getting sober, into staying sober, and actually being sober, then people will certainly start to gravitate towards you more readily. Whereas, because people can see through bullshit, people can see through it. The last person to find out that you're full of shit is usually you. Because people can see right through that. There's a difference between a genuine effort and just doing it because you think that's what everybody else wants you to do. I mean, like I said, I'm happy today. I don't know, if you can tell the difference between my first videos and now, or what, because I don't know. People have told me that they can certainly see the progress and the difference from when I started doing this to now. To me, it's just I don't really notice it because I'm me. I see myself every day. So the gradual transformation, a gradual evolution of this sobriety thing, I don't notice the bigger leaps or whatever, because it's happening little by slow for me every day. But yeah, I just know that this is the path for me, that this is the way that I'm supposed to be. And there's another saying in AA, if try us for 30 days, and if you don't like it, we'll refund you 2 times your misery at the door. Yeah, I know now, where this path leads. I know where the train ends if I pick up a drink. I don't want to get all emotional or anything here and whatever, but I know, if I want to lose it all, if I don't want to be happy anymore, if I want to absolutely burn my life down again, as for many of you, all I have to do, it's one simple thing, all I have to do is pick up that bottle, and it's all gone. And the things that I have now, the things that make me happy, the things that make me fulfilled, I don't want to lose for, as my sponsor calls it, the false victories. There's too much at stake. You hear it all the time, I know I have another run in me, I don't know if I have another recovery. And to do with that what you will, but I know that this time around, the last run, it damn near killed me. That's the cold hard truth. And they always say that, the next relapse is even worse than the last run. So where does that lead me? Where does that lead? Nobody gets out of life alive. We all end up in the ground eventually. But I'm going to do it sober, and I'm going to do it with a smile, and I'm going to continue to receive and accept the gifts that life has to offer. And there's no turning back. If I can instill one thing on the person who's on the fence about getting sober, or the person who is struggling trying to stay sober, is that it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. all up to you. And do it for you. Do it for you, and everybody else will benefit. All right, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being patient with me. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, if you could share this out. I know that there's probably a lot of people struggling after New Year's and with their New Year's resolutions and whatever. Steer them in the direction of this, please. Or if you think it would help. If you don't, then, I don't know, go watch videos about cats. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks.